to this club called Alamagoo. I was with Colin Yerkinson for the first time. I met him in Greece. Really cool guy as well. And there's a table beside us full of like 40 of the most attractive girls I've ever seen in my life.
You said 40?
I don't like 40. Like I'm not exaggerating. I'm not a big Miami like Cuban Latina women that are built like thumbs guy. I like Victoria's Secret models. Okay, if you're built like a thumb and you like look like a stick potato, I don't like.
What was the movie that had the thumb people?
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
That's literally what I say.
Classic.
Looks like I hate curves.
Bro, the Cuban Latina girls that everyone like fantasizes about online, they look like thumbs. I don't like that. I like tall. Like you're gonna give me 6 foot tall children. They're gonna be Victorian, sophisticated. Like I like that, right?
Same.
So there's like 40 of the most attractive, like to the point where like I see pretty girls all the time in Miami. But I was to the point where I was like, me and my friend, you guys know Jonathan, one that has all the tattoos.
Yeah,
I don't know if you met him. Yeah, so my boy Jonathan.
Yeah.
So we're standing there like this with our arms crossed. We're kind of in a bad mood because we're like, how the fuck are all these girls here? And we got like 2 girls at our table. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna go ask somebody. I was like drunk, so I was like, I'm gonna go ask somebody. So I literally walk into the middle of their table, and I find the oldest looking guy. It's this Asian guy, and I'm like, hey, my name's Luke. I'm from Miami. I got a stupid question to ask you. And he's like laughing at me. His name's Chester. So Chester runs like the crazy. You guys know like Adam Horowitz. You know Adam Horowitz? No. Adam Horowitz, he travels around with like Jay Alvarez and those guys all the time, has like a huge like travel Instagram. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So he's the guy that is connected to all the supermodels all over the world. So I'm like, how do you get all these girls here? And he laughs at me and he's like, what's your name? Where are you from? And he's like, I felt so stupid. He goes, you pay for them to come, duh. And I'm like, oh. So he gets my number and I didn't think anything of it. So we like leave. We're like, oh, we're just gonna go to bed. Like, couldn't find any girls to go do anything with. Like, fuck, this is a L of a night. So he pings me. We're about to go to bed. And he's like, yo, crazy villa party, come through. So sends the address. So I show up with Jonathan. Cam Muner went. Yep. We show up with too many guys. And the security's like, can't let you in, bro. You got too many guys. And I sweet talked him. He let us in. So we get in. I turn around. And Jay Alvarez and Emily Ratajkowski, the supermodel, are sitting behind me, like kissing on each other and shit. And I'm like, okay, I'm at this kind of party. Because, like, I never been to shit like this. This is in Mykonos. Crazy villa on, like, a cliff, infinity pool overlooking the ocean, mountains, house DJ. Like, it was sick. So, at the club,
what does this Chester guy do?
So, Chester, this is literally what he said to me. He goes, hi, my name's Chester. I run all of Asia. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, if you come to Asia, he's like, you come to Hong Kong, wherever. He's like, I run all the clubs. He's like, whatever you need, you can have. So like, and I'm still in this group chat with him, and like, supermodels have like 50 million followers on Instagram. Jeez. So he just like meets cool people, throws them in a group chat, and just is like the connector of people. Yeah. It's a cool guy, very cool guy. I'll see him again this summer. But after I talked to him at that club, there was this Italian girl I saw. Her name's Marta. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go talk to this girl. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go talk to whoever I want. So I tap on this girl beside her shoulder, and I'm like, hey, will you get your friend? The girl that turns around is also like the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. She's Russian. So she's like, oh, okay, and is like kind of disappointed. You could tell, because she thought I was like trying to like get her attention. So I try to talk to Marta. Marta doesn't speak a lick of English. She speaks fucking Italian. So I'm like, this isn't going anywhere. I have no chance. I'm like, I can't riz you in Italian. I'm going to look stupid. So now we're at the party, okay? So the Italian girl, I like lock eyes with her. It's like a crowd of people. And she's like mean mugging me. And I'm like, oh, she's mad at me. She walks by me. So I'm facing like outwards and the villa's behind me. She walks by me and like shoulder checks me. And then just walks into the house. And I'm like, what the fuck was that about? So then the Russian girl, she follows her and comes and talks to me. And then the Italian girl turns around, looks, sees me talking to the Russian, looks pissed. So I fumbled. How inappropriate can we get on this podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, I fumbled so bad, bro. So the Italian girl was trying to flirt with me because she couldn't speak English. And I didn't pick up on it. She walks into I didn't know this till the next morning because I wasn't on my phone the whole night. She walks into the villa, sends me a picture of her naked in bed, and DMs it to me on Instagram right after. Like the timestamp was right after she had like shoulder checked me. So I missed the cue and was like, oh, I missed out. But so I started talking to the Russian girl.
I don't know if a shoulder check is the best cue.
Yeah, I was confused. I was like, what the fuck? So I saw it the next morning.
For proof after, you know.
Bro, I saw it the next morning and I was like, I was so devastated.
Just to make sure it's actually there, you know.
I'll show you these girls
That's the
after.
most suspect thing you've ever said in the pod.
That look. We gotta get a zoom in on that
Just the
look.
way he was sitting on the couch.
He's
too when
like-
he said it.
he's
like
like-
a creepy uncle. I'm gonna have to see this. Like, all right, bud.
Hungovertism is hidden right now.
That was...
So
Bad
the Italian girl I fumble because I didn't pick up on the cue. But I start talking to the Russian girl. Beautiful. Actually, like, so sweet, so nice. She goes, what do you do? In, like, her Russian accent and very strong Russian accent. And I'm like, oh, I do, like, business, whatever. Like, I don't want to talk about myself like that. I'm like, what do you do? She's like, I'm a rich bitch. And I'm like, what? She's like, I'm a rich bitch. I'm like, oh, okay. So she gets my Instagram. She goes, oh, you have this car? Talking about the G-Wagon. And I'm like, yeah, I love it. And she's like, I have 3 of them, black, pink, and white. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what does your family do?
It's daughter.
Bro, her dad is a massive oligarch. So I looked up her family. Her dad is like a Russian oil and gas oligarch. So she's trying to get me to go like all the time to Moscow. She tried to meet me in Dubai. Like these girls are so nice. Like this girl, if she lived in Miami, would be like a elite or Wilhelmina model, like top model girl. Private Instagram, 400 followers.
No way.
So nice.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip, check out the full interview here. And if you want to see more clips from this episode, check it out right here.